Hi everyone, welcome to the 411 Mamas. I'm here today to just talk a little bit about what it's like to be a working mom and the kind of stresses and challenges and a lot of times the guilt that you feel um, when you can't be there with your child or your children all day. So I can't speak for all moms, obviously, and I'm just going to be talking about my own personal experiences as a working mom to an 8-year-old boy, and I've basically been working since he was a newborn. So I took my maternity leave. I spent my 12 weeks with him, and then as soon as my maternity leave was over, I went back to work. Now, for me, that was a really hard thing. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and everybody's household situations are different. Obviously, for us, it made sense for me to go back to work. Um, if you have the luxury of being able to stay at home with your children, I think that's great. But then again, that may not work for some families as well. In our situation, as I mentioned, I did go back to work, and I do, I do a lot of times, even though he's 8 now, and I know that he's had a really good upbringing, that there is still a little bit of guilt that I feel because I can't be with him all day, and I do miss a lot of things, especially when he's at school or field trips and things like that. I can't always be there with him to share those kinds of things with him. But I think there are a couple things that I like to keep in mind that help to give me a little bit of, will help to ease my mind a bit. Basically, when you can't be with your kids, it's always great to know that you have a good child care provider. So we are lucky in that, since the beginning, we've always had my family to help out. So when I went right back to work, my aunt actually stayed with us and cared for Colin while I was at work. I knew that he was getting the love and support and the care and attention that he needed. If you have to put your child in a daycare, certainly you need to be comfortable with who's going to be taking care of him. So I think that's one of the most important things. When you can be free enough to, well, when you can trust who your child is going to be with, that's going to put your mind at ease a bit more. Obviously, it's not going to be the same as you being there, but at least you can feel confident and safe that your child is safe, and that his or her needs are going to be met. Um, when I'm home on the weekends, certainly that's certainly the time where we can be together as a family, all three of us, and that's a time where we really take advantage of spending a lot of time together. It saddens me that during the week, in one day, say like Monday or something like that, I spend 4 hours with my child. That's in the morning, about an hour in the morning to get him ready to go to school. And then as soon as I pick him up from daycare, there's about 3 hours I can spend with him for dinner, doing, checking homework, and, just hanging out a bit. So 4 hours out of an entire day I get to spend with my child, and that does make me sad, but I do know that in the long run, it's what's best for our family and our household to keep it running smoothly, and then I know that when I am with him, I'm giving him quality time. It is difficult sometimes, especially if you're a work outside of the home parent, to have that kind of energy at the end of the day. It is really challenging. I would say that's one of the biggest challenges that I face at the end of the day. Um, I'm tired, and it's really hard when you have an energetic 8-year-old who wants to run around and play games and stuff like that. So, but I do my best, and you know, I I find comfort in the fact that the routine that we have after school consists of, having dinner together, um, a little bit of playing. He understands that mom and dad are tired. We kind of need a little bit of downtime to relax a little bit, but we do spend time with him. We'll sometimes watch a movie together or watch some shows together on the TV, and then before his bedtime routine, we do read to him, or actually read with him now, now that he's a very good reader. But yeah, so knowing that at least the time that you have with your kids is quality time, that you're doing what you can to spend with them. Um, it puts my heart at ease, and then seeing that he's happy, I think that's certainly a sign that he's doing okay, and we're all doing the best that we can. A lot of times, maybe as a working parent, because you feel a little bit of that guilt for not being there with your kids all the time, you can kind of sometimes get stuck in the idea that, well, at least for me, okay, sometimes when I feel guilty that I'm not with him and I have a chance to be with him, I feel like I need to buy things for him to make him happy or whatever. And that's something that I try to be conscious of. To see him smile. Of course, as a parent, you want to spoil our kids, but it's not necessarily what they need. And so I do try to keep that in mind. Instead of buying things for him, when I have the opportunity to like take a day off or leave early for work, which is kind of rare, but it happens sometimes. Instead of buying him something just over the top or whatever, I'll buy a little dollar trinket and leave it on his booster seat in the car, and so when I pick him up, he'll see it on his seat, and it'll just light up his face. So things like that, I'm getting a little bit teary-eyed. Things like that, I think, are really precious moments that you can share with your kids. Once I bought a bunch of pipe cleaners at the dollar store, pack of them, and I made a little heart shape out of the pipe cleaners, and again, I just put it on his booster seat, and when he came to the car, he was really kind of happy to see that. So little things or little notes that you can leave for your kids, pack them in their lunch bags. Know that you're always there and you're always thinking of them. I think that's super important when you can't be with your child all the time. Um, yeah, so I think those are the kinds of things that they're going to really remember the most. Not that, um, you know, $50 transformer thing or a pack of Legos that you bought them. Yeah, they'll enjoy it for a bit, but you know how kids are. They play with it for a bit, and then it just becomes that old toy. So, but hopefully those little moments that those little surprises, will light up their lives, even for just a brief moment, and then those are the kinds of memories that they're going to have of how much their parents love them and care for them. Lastly, I would say if you have a school-age child, and you can't necessarily take a lot of time off from work, do what you can. If you are able to um, participate or somehow be active in school activities with them, or volunteering at the PTO, or volunteering at a booth at the school fair or whatever. The more you're active in your child's academic career, or at their school, the more that they're going to feel like you're part of their lives. And also just listening to them at the end of the day. When I ask my son, "Oh, how was your day?" "Good." They're like one word answers. But it's showing him that I really care about him and I'm listening to him about how he feels, and I want to know how his day is because I wasn't there, and those are the kinds of things that I want to take back because I want to be part of his life as much as possible. So, yeah, this is just a short little video. Well, I guess it's not really that short anymore, but yeah, I just wanted to address those kinds of things that I experience as a working mom, a little bit of the guilt, and even as a stay-at-home mom, or just any parent really in general, when you leave your child for any extended period of time, it is difficult. It's hard, but we do the best that we can, and I think our kids know that when we do what we can to make them feel loved and appreciated, and that yeah, that they mean everything to us. So with that, I will say goodbye for now, and thank you so much for watching the 411 Mamas. Bye.